Jen, day to day then, like, what do you see that range of motion has or how does that affect people's risk of injury and looking at injury proofing?
Yeah, sure. So basically, your range of motion is what determines how, what body position you get into. So if you're tight, that restricts the depth that you're able to get into, say for a cutting manoeuvre, the depth that you're able to get into for a squat. Your range of motion really dictates all of that, and so particular joint tightnesses mean that more force is put onto joints that aren't up to taking that load, which means you're at more risk of injury.
Yeah, nice. So, I mean, I know what I see a lot of the time, but like, what do you see as the major areas that people tend to struggle with range of motion?
Yeah, sure. So a big one, particularly for guys, is hamstrings. If your hamstrings are tight, you're at a major risk of injury, particularly if you play a running-based sport. It means that you can't get into full depth for a squat or a deadlift.
Yeah.
The other big areas would be ankles and thoracic spine.
Yeah, thoracic spine for sure. All you desk jockeys out there. So looking at then preventing injuries, knowing you've got these range of motion deficits, what do you typically find is the best ways to sort of move forward from an S&C, strength and conditioning, exercise physiology perspective? Like, what are your...
Yeah, sure. So it's usually a combination of treatment methods. Particularly, you'd want physio treatment to get that hands-on manipulation, because that's always quite important.
Yep.
But then leading on from there, you want some self-release techniques, so using things like foam rollers and massage balls, and also particular range of motion exercises as well.
Yeah, nice. All right, well, just so happens that if you do happen to have a range of motion issue, obviously working through with your physio is a good thing at the moment, but Jen here is offering a little bit of an assessment to work out where you're up to in terms of your overall range of motion and how that fits into your daily routine, your sport and general activities that you get up to. So for the grand total of $20, Jen will take you through a bit of an assessment and start to have a look at ways to combat those range of motion issues. So whilst you're sitting there at reception, have a chat with the receptionists and get yourself in for one of those.